Today we're going to show you how to use a brand new feature in Photoshop 2026. This is Generative Fill using a reference image. This new feature is really cool because it allows you to choose the exact object that you want to put into your photographs. As long as you have a picture of the object, in this case we're going to be using some clothing, you can have that piece of clothing inserted into your photograph and AI will do all of the work for you. So this feature was in Photoshop's beta, but it just got released into the full version. So as long as you update your copy of Photoshop, you're going to have Generative Fill with a reference object. So we're starting in Photoshop. We have this beautiful image. I absolutely love everything about the colors are stunning, but I want to do a little bit with the wardrobe. I want to choose what my subjects are wearing. So let's go ahead and start by zooming in. Now this subject, he looks really cool. I like the white shirt, but I want to see something a little bit different on him. What we're going to do is use our object selection tool. So let's grab our object selection tool. You can hit W. Now with object selection tool, you actually have this select people option, which is super cool. Let's go ahead and click there. Look at this. I can hover over each of these people and select them individually. I can actually click on this person and then I can actually choose different areas that I want to select of this person. How amazing is this? I can even hover right over top of him. And look at this. As long as I hover over the shirt and click there, well, now this is a selection. So we have everything that we need. Let's just see. Yep, it's kind of perfectly selected. Honestly, this is an amazing tool. So we have everything that we need to replace this shirt with another shirt. You start by making a selection. So that's always step number one. Okay, we have our selection. Now it's time to use Generative Fill. Now, traditionally, you would just type in like, give him a red shirt or something like that. Now you can choose the exact shirt. Okay, so we have our selection active. We're going to go up here in our contextual taskbar to Generative Fill. Let's go ahead and click there. Now, this is our all new button. We love this. Let's go ahead and click there. And this is our reference image. So first step is to just go ahead and choose your image. Now, when I choose my image, I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag this brown jacket right in here. This is just a stock photo I found of a hand holding a brown jacket. Now, this is a pretty intelligent technology. It's going to kind of know that you selected a shirt originally and the new photograph is a jacket, and it's going to kind of know to put it on there. So I've been really impressed. We have like an example coming up for you in this video where we show you how to really specify the exact object, but usually it does a pretty good job just picking out what you want to select. Okay, so let's go ahead and click here on open. You can see it's going to find the subject in the image. Fantastic. Now here we can reference to the object or the whole image. If you just do the whole image, it just takes it like a regular picture. If you click on object, it's just going to try to find the object that you're thinking of. And you can see here it has a little hanger and it has an arm and things like that, but it's going to kind of know that this is a jacket. Okay, now we do have a couple options here. We have the intent to swap the selected area, which is what we're going to use. And in my opinion, this kind of works the best. Okay, this is like we're swapping out a shirt for another shirt / jacket. Place into the selected area does work well, and we're going to show you how to do this later in this exact video, but I think swap the selected area tends to work the best. So we're going to go ahead and choose swap selected area because that's kind of what we want, right? We want to swap one shirt for another. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this X right up there. Now, in this case, there's no prompt available. It says prompt not available with reference object because it already knows what you want to do. You don't have to change your model. Literally, all you have to do is click here on generate. So when you use generate, this is actually going to use the brand new Photoshop Fill and Expand model. This is the newest AI model from Adobe, and we're going to get 3 different variations. So here you can see it's almost done. We're just going to do this in real time so you can see how long this actually takes. Now, when this is finished, here in our properties panel, we're going to have our variations. And there you go. Look at that. Boom. How amazing. So I have 3 different variations. I can click on each of these different variations. And I gotta say, these results look really good, right? The coolest thing that it did, if you see this, here's our original reference image. It did kind of change the color of this jacket to match the scene a little bit more. So that's one thing that I will say, like, I don't have a lot of control over that. Like, I didn't tell it to change the color. I like it. I think it does actually fit into the new scene pretty well. But if you didn't want to change the color at all, as of right now, we don't have control over that feature. So I did want to mention that. Okay, a couple other things I do want to mention. Here we have variations. Now, this was done with the Firefly model. And if I hover over this icon here, you can see it uses 1 credit per generation when you use the Firefly model. I always recommend hovering over this icon so you know how many credits you're using. Now, in this case, we've created 3 different variations, 1, 2, 3. So that means we're using 3 AI credits. So if you're ever curious, hey, does this feature use credits and how many does it use? Yes, this feature will use credits, and every time you make a generation, it's going to use 3 credits. So just a heads up on that. Now, another thing that I do want to mention, let's say we like this guy right here, okay? Looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, like, it just did a really good job. There's no way I could have done that manually better than this. The lighting, the fit of it, the wrinkles, it did a really good job. Okay, but one thing that I will say about using generative fill is sometimes we want higher quality. So let's show you how to do that. It's really important. Right over here, go ahead and choose the variation that you want. And then you want to choose this icon. Let's go ahead and click there. And what that does is it enhances the detail. It actually brings you a higher quality variation. It re-renders it with a higher resolution. So if you do like that end quality, look at this. And now it really does a great job matching the resolution of our original photograph, which is something that we all have kind of like, complain might be a strong word, but if you use generative fill and the quality has been lower, it's like, okay, I guess I can kind of use this, but honestly, I want a higher quality so it actually blends in with my image better. Now we can using that new enhance detail. So this is our subject. Now, the cool thing here is I'm going to go back to my layers panel and I have my generative fill layer right here. I could just turn this off and on at any time. And look what a good job it did. It kept my entire subject intact, literally just changing out his shirt. So I'm very impressed. Now we're going to do this 2 more times in this tutorial. The first time we're going to change out our subject's pants and then we're going to add a bracelet. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Next, we're going to click here on our background layer. I want to zoom out and this time I want to change this subject's pants. Let's go to our tool, the object selection tool. Anytime you want to select a part of a person, this is the best way to do it. The object selection tool, boom. We're going to go up here to where it says select people. It's going to be this guy. There we go. Let's go ahead and click on him. I can just try like find lower clothes right here. Okay. Or you can literally just hover over it and click. And you can see, yep, it is in fact made that into a selection. This is exactly what we want. Okay. So now with that selection active, that's all you need to start this process is a selection. We're going to go to generative fill one more time. And then boom, here's our reference image. So let's go ahead and click there. I'm going to click on choose image and then I've got red pants. By the way, I do want to mention, if you want to follow along with this tutorial, you can do so. It's completely free. Just click on the link right down below. You'll be able to download all of these sample images completely free. They'll just go right to your computer and then you can do this for yourself. Okay. Jumping back in, let's click on our redpants.jpg. We're going to go to open, and here you can see it's going to find the subject in the image. And it does have some pants, but then it also kind of has this like other piece of clothing. It's got some shoes, it's got some sunglasses in there. So we're kind of crossing our fingers to hope that it knows we want to put pants in there. Like I don't want it to make me new pants out of shoes, which would actually be really cool. But that's not what I want in this case. So we're going to hope it's going to know to use the pants. All right. So we're going to go ahead and reference the object. We don't need to use the whole image. Object is good. And again, we're going to swap the selected area. So let's click on this X and we're going to click here on generate. Okay. Same deal like before. This is going to use Firefly, Fill, and Expand. It's Adobe's brand new AI model. And this is going to be using 3 credits because we're going to have 3 different variations. So far, we're up to 7 credits actually, because remember I did 3 for the original, then I did an enhanced detail, which used an additional one, then I'm doing 3 more, so we're actually at 7 now. All right, I'm, figuring out how to do that. Okay, 7 credits. So let's go ahead and go to our properties window. We're gonna click on each of these different variations, and you can see, honestly, they all look so good. I'm really impressed. You can just turn this off and on to see that before and after. My subject is completely intact. The pants look good. There we go. All of these, honestly, they look really, really good. This is a very impressive technology. Now, I do want to show you like the final version of this because we've kind of done the same thing twice, but there is another option. Okay, let's go ahead and check that out. I'm going to go to my background layer here. Let's go ahead and zoom into our subject's hand. We're going to grab, instead of the object selection tool, I want to add a bracelet to this subject. So we're going to go to my selection brush tool. And we're just going to put here, right over here, a bracelet. This is what I want. Now, I'm gonna click on Generative Fill, and guess what? I actually do have, let's just do it above everything. I do have a reference image. So I'm gonna click on my reference image. I'm gonna go to Choose Image, and I have a reference image of a bracelet, okay? Now, it's on a guy's hand, but it's a bracelet, right? I want to use this bracelet. So we're gonna click on Open. All right, it's gonna go ahead and find the subject in this image, and we're gonna go ahead, yeah, that looks pretty good. It's like the bracelet and the dude's hand and all that stuff. So we're gonna say reference to the object, and I'm gonna say place into the selected area, because before we were swapping, right? We were putting like one pair of pants where another pair of pants was, but now there's no bracelet here. So I'm gonna just simply say place that into the selected area. Let's go ahead and click on this X, and we're gonna click here on Generate. So we've showed you how to do swaps, and now we're showing you how to do place. And place is basically where you have a new object that you wanna put into a specific area of the photo, and you wanna define what that object is. Okay, so you can see this is almost done. And it's giving me some kind of interesting results, because I want to just kind of point this out. It's like, what is even happening here? Okay, you can kind of see like it's a bracelet, but then it looks like a weird finger with a ring on it. Okay, let's go ahead and just grab this file, and I want to show you what this original file was. It was like a bracelet with a hand and a finger and a ring on it, right? So what it did is it actually, in this version, it tried to put the bracelet and the hand and the finger, and it gave me some weird AI thing that's like, okay, I can't really use that. So what happens in this case? Well, first thing you do is just delete that layer, because obviously we don't want it. Next thing what we do is we just find the bracelet.jpg. Let's just go ahead and open this with Photoshop now, okay? So we're just gonna like make sure we know exactly what's being selected. So now that this is, like, we just have this bracelet.jpg in another image, what we're gonna do is grab the object selection tool. There we go. Let's go ahead and just hover over the bracelet, okay? Now once the bracelet is selected, I'm just gonna click here on my layer mask icon for my background, and it's just gonna mask out that bracelet. That's all it does, okay? Now let's just save this out as a new JPEG. So we'll just go to File. We're gonna go down to where am I going? Export, quick export as JPEG. There we go. So we're just gonna quick export that as a JPEG, and I can just choose exactly where I want it. And I'm just gonna call this bracelet 2. Fantastic. So basically what I did, I know it's a little bit more work. I wish this was kind of built into the reference image tool, where you could like literally select on the object within the tool. But basically I just opened up the image and I got rid of the hand, okay? So now we're back into the same deal. I'm just gonna choose the same exact option. I'm gonna basically paint right over here around where I want the bracelet to be. Perfect, okay? We're gonna click on Generative Fill. We're gonna click on a reference image, choose image. I'm gonna click on bracelet2.jpg. Let's click on open here. All right, because we're in Photoshop. We're in the perfect software to do this, right? And now it's just the bracelet. Like, I know I had to do that manually, which is a little bit of like annoying, but at least now we know how to do it. So if you run into a similar situation where it's like trying to place an arm in there, now you know, like, this is basically how you get around that. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna place this into the selected area. Let's click on this big X there, and then click on Generate. So now, without a shadow of doubt, hopefully it knows that we don't want to place like an arm and a bracelet and a hand and a ring and make it look like a weird thing going on around our subject. It should be just the bracelet. And here you can see we have 3 different variations, and this is just the bracelet. And that's exactly what we want. So really good. Let's go ahead and turn all of these layers off and back on again. You can see the results are fantastic. We have a lot more control over what we're going to be placing into our images. So what are my impressions of this tool? Well, I think overall it works really well. If you want to place an exact object into your photograph with the exact same color, maybe it's not there yet. It does tend to change colors, but I think it does it in a tasteful way that actually makes it fit into that scene. The other thing is we saw with that bracelet is that sometimes it's just gonna take more of the image than you want and try to place it in there. So you might have to take that extra step of cutting it out, saving it out as a new JPEG, and then loading back in. So those are a couple things that I could see some improvement, but overall I think this tool does work really well. And it's a big step forward in the world of generative fill in general. Before you would just say like red pants, and it would just give you any type of red pants. Now you can actually choose the pants that you want to put in your image. We're just doing shirts and pants, but literally this can be any type of object. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this brand new tool in a comment right down below. And if you want to continue getting free Photoshop videos, all you have to do is click on subscribe. Thanks so much. I'll Phlearn you later. Bye everyone.